What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. It is Friday. We got the Friday market watch. We got a couple interesting cards that that I do want to talk about. Also want to mention that I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you like the content that we do here, please feel free to like and subscribe. Like share if you don't mind. Also trying to get the video to like 1,000 likes. Got a lot of cool giveaways that I want to do along the way, once we get all to them, once we pass all the major milestones. So like I said, if you want to be a part of that, subscribe to the channel. If not, it is all good. Let's go ahead and get into some of these cards, because like there's a couple cards that I have a personal kind of connection to, and then some of these that kind of just came out of nowhere that I'm kind of starting to incorporate into my current meta play. So let's go ahead and get into it. Friday market watch, let's go. Alright, cool. So we're gonna start this off by talking about Unchained Abomination. This is like one of the better, like, kind of somewhat generic Link 4 monsters. Like, I actually, let me check. I'm pretty sure actually this is generic. Two monsters. Okay. It is not 100% generic. It is two monsters, including a Link monster. So like so it does include. So you do have to add a Link monster. Like, for some reason I was like, is this generic? I didn't think it was generic. But it is commanding a pretty high price point. This is obviously, this is the 2020 Tin of Lost Memories version. The it was actually just kind of cruising at 3, but when the new support got announced, it just shot up. And like probably one of the main reasons why this card shot up is because this card is also used in Live Twins, like as like an alternative option to go into, because the Live Twin Link monsters lock you into Fiends. I think it's the Live Twin Links that lock you into Fiends, and this is like a really good like if you don't feel comfortable just ending on just the twins and you want to kind of keep going, or you want to just spend like pick apart your opponent's board, you can kind of you end with like the Unchained Abomination. And it also does work with I think the blue twin Link, the one that destroys, is able to get like another destruction off that. So it does work really good with the Live Twin synergy. So I understand why like this card is kind of like initially going up. You got a heavily played first ed right here, Spanish $6.99. Then you got heavily played $9, Nearman first edition $10.48, $10.64. So we're looking at a $10 to like $11 price point for the prismatic rare. The ultra rare, the original version, is actually like lower. This is like one of the few times where it does kind of make sense, because the reprint is like a higher rarity, and like it not only is it getting like support announcement, but it is used in I wouldn't say Live Twins are meta, but they are a rogue option that every once in a while kind of pops in as a meta. Like usually the engine uses Sprite. So these right here, like the Light Plate $7.15, Near Mint Unlimited is $9, Near Mint First Dead. So we're looking at the Unlims are about $9. And then in the near mint versions we're looking at about 10. Near mint first ed $10. So yeah, so it's about $10 for the for a first ed ultra, and then $11 for the first ed prismatic. Unchained Solar Rage is another card that I actually was gonna mention this in my next investment review, about how this is a card that I wanted to kind of invest in, but obviously I'm too late. I have maybe about 2 copies of this card. And this card has just been like, like it was literally worth, like nothing, like $1.50. Now it's pretty much doubled in price. We're looking at it in like the $3 price point. We got like 3 near first days for $2.50 with like $1 shipping. We got 2 of them right here for $2 with the $1 shipping. So if you're just buying it, like by itself, unless you're buying a play set, you're paying about $2 to $3 from this. Vendors will probably give you, maybe like they'll probably like do the set for like $5 if you have a good relationship with that vendor. But yeah, this is just like kind of like another case of just well, I mean, like obviously the archetype is getting support, but at the same time, like this used to be a really good rogue like option. Like I really feel like this was like a forgotten rogue option that, like, I mean, it wasn't like it was just everywhere, but it was something. It was something like for like it was just like a peak. It was like a small moment. But man, like I really wish I could sit there and just like. I don't want to go into rant. I'm trying to not go into rant like rants anymore. But if you do want like the secret rare, which is from like Chaos Impact, these right here, you got a Light Plate Unlimited for $9.99. You got 1020, 1075. So we're looking at like 11. We're looking at $12 for a near mint first dead. You got a lot of them right here, like 1144. So we're looking at 1144 for the near mint first dead, and then $10 for the secret rare. So like this is actually really commanding money. This is one of the better ones in my in my personal opinion. Like maybe a lot of people think that like this one is like this is a better one because it could be used in other decks. But like if you like this right here, just it like if you play it right, it causes so much interruption on your opponent's side. So like I really like this card. Unchained Soul of Anguish is another one. The secret rare is not going as high as I thought it would. I thought this would maybe command like a $5 price point, but this one right here is kind of look like it's holding. Light Play Unlimited 168, like Light Play, like so like in. So we're looking at like the unlimiteds are about $2 to $3. Let's see, like let's see. Let's see some first editions. Mod Play First and Near Mint First Edition, $3.99 with $1 shipping. So I guess yeah. So like if you want a first edition copy, they're like in the $5 range, but you can get like like a regular non first edition. This this one does have a a super reprint. It's not really super expensive, very budget. So if you want to play this deck and don't want to spend the money, I would just get these sooner rather than later, because if these cards don't get a reprint and they just release the support for them, I very much could see these going up to like $2, $3. These came out like in the 2020 tins, so like there was a lot of those open, but also we're approaching like what 3 years already. So it's like this is like this is kind of essentially going to be something where like it's probably going to be like $1 if you can get a set for under that right now. I would just go and do that right now. And okay, so Unchained Soul of Disaster, I'm surprised that this card has not gone higher. You have a budget version, which completely makes sense. Like it's not commanding any kind of price, 20 cents. But this is one of those situations where I thought this would be the secret rare. I actually found a secret rare. Like I went through my bulk and I found like I had like a whole thing of supers, and like I was like, oh, they're all super. And then I opened it, well, not opened it, but like I pulled them out, and I did pull one secret rare out. I got it right here. And it's the first edition, from Chimera Impact. You only really want one of these, so I'm just like, the secret rare of these might just shoot up, especially if there's no reprint. So I'm kind of banking on no reprint right now. So you got a Light Play Unlimited for like $144, and you got like a Near Mint First Set for $274. So we're looking at about $3 for a first edition copy. I really like, I don't know, like, well, first of all, this one right here has a really good effect. Like I really like this card's effect. It has two different effects, where you can track one if it's a monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this card effect resolve, link summon one dark monster using only this card. So like it is a non-quick effect version of the link monster, and it it really, like, this is so like just so like it's just so good. And then it has like another effect where this card on the field is destroyed by a battle card effect, target one unchained monster in the graveyard except itself and special summon it. So it allows you to not not only break apart your opponent's board, but if if you're doing all your effects and you're destroying stuff, it allows you to continue and combo off. And especially if you already have a link monster in the graveyard, this right here really helps you facilitate a lot of the plays. So I decided to hold on to it. I really feel like this might be like between the $5 to $10 range if the deck kind of takes off. So I'm gonna hold on to my secret rare copy, and I suggest you do the same. Abominable Unchained Soul. There's only one copy of this card. This is another card where I feel that maybe you should get rid of them. I ended up posting mine because I had a couple extra copies, so I put 3 to the side, and then I posted a few. I have one left, and I'm looking at it, and it's like it's kind of in the $2 range. It's more like with shipping, it's $2. It's like if you go to your locals, you probably get it for $1. This right here, something about this card that I never understood is that I mean also too, as a player, like I also overlook it. It's one of those cards that overlook, but it's like you can only special summon this card once per turn. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, it doesn't say Unchained. It just say if a card, let's see, once per turn, if cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. So and then also it has an effect to allows you to discard one card and then destroy one card in the field, and it's a non-target destruction, so you discard for cost and they have to respond to the discarding, so there's no targeting. So it's a really good card. It could be used as a hand trap in other decks. So for example, like if your opponent goes to try to destroy something, it could be used as an alternative hand trap. It's a dark, which also could be banished for something like Allure of darkness, so like if it is useless, you know, you could use it to kind of banish it. So like this is something that I've always been interested in, like maybe it has opportunity, and maybe, you know, like maybe in the past it could have, but like potentially in the future it could become like some kind of tech hand trap in a different deck. That's, you know, that you know, that's kind of like the player brain, me kind of just going like, you know, like it's different applications, but at the same time it hasn't been used yet. So like, you know, like maybe I should try it, because I always kind of say it, but at the same time I never go in and try it. Untrade twin Ashura. I brought the Starlight up because I'm looking at this one right now, and you have like the light plate. This light plate right here is like 173. They have 3 copies, 180, and then it goes right here to 204, 269. I missed the mark on this card. I really feel like I should have picked these up when they were 116. Like I said, like there's times when I'm just really looking for Starlights, and then like there's nothing really in my price range, and then there's times where I'm just completely off them, and then I go look for them like later, and I'm like, wow, like a month ago this thing was actually in my price range. So this is something that I really kind of miss, and I was just like, man, that unchinned. Yep. Oh man. Let's see. That was horrible. There we go. Okay, so go ahead and misspelled. Yeah, so another thing I kind of want to look at is just like, you know, like the rare for this card is another one that I want to mention, that like you got a lot of damaged copies, but once you get like to the light plate, it's pretty much $1. So like if you have these rare, they're like you know, like they're essentially $1, which kind of like, it's surprising, you know, because, you know, I kind of assume they can be worthless. Some of these rares are only 23 cents, and, you know, these supers are 40 cents. But, you know, this one right here being the special summoner kind of makes sense. It helps you, you know, helps you kind of like, it really helps you kind of get those bigger plays going, like in the deck. So I understand why that one's still $1. An Unchained Prison. So this is a card that I constantly forget about when I'm talking about Unchained, and people are just like, what about the Searcher? And I'm like, oh yeah. Completely, yeah. It's one of those things that, like, actually, when I first started playing Unchained, I like misplayed my first round of playing this, where I would set this as like with the effect of Samsara, thinking it was like a Unchained card. Like, it was just one of those dumb things. With the first couple of games, I was playtesting like, this is but this is so broken, and then like a couple of games in, I'm like, wait, I'm stupid. This is not Unchained. So it was just like, it was one of those things where it's not an Unchained card, and like it just completely threw me off. But like it also only has 2 reprints, so it doesn't matter how much it threw me off. It always kind of had like a nice like little price point on it. It's well, the second I said that, the graph shows it was at like $2. Oh yeah, $2. Yeah, like for like around this time, for what it was doing, because the deck was doing nothing around this time. It was actually holding like over $2. Was actually somewhat impressive. I'm gonna go ahead and save a little bit of face and just say $2 price point was impressive. But now, like, you know, because but now it's very much a different story. You got 665 near mint first dead right here. If we go down, $3 with the $4 shipping, and then, you know, like once we get over all these crazy kind of weird ones right here with all the shipping stuff, we got $7.91, $7.92. So we're looking at $8 for the ultra rare. That's kind of, like I said, that's wild. The secret rare from, you know, like from Chaos Impact, these right here are like pretty high. We're looking at $12 for unlimited, and then yeah, well, wow, okay, so we're at 12 unlimited, then we jump to 17 right here, near mint first dead 17. So we're looking at $18 for a near mint first dead. That's actually wild, to be honest. Like a part of me is like, oh bam, I gotta, these I know these are gonna get a reprint, but I love my secret rares, and I actually was thinking of maybe this would be a cool kind of engine style. Maybe you could run an engine of some sort of this, like when the new support comes out. So, you know, like I do like running Runic, and right now currently I'm experimenting like with different engines in my Runic deck. I was running Pure for the longest, so I kind of I'm starting to see the value of different engines right now. So I'm thinking of maybe this could be a possibility. So I don't know, like I really like seeing this, but at the same time, if you were kind of looking to run this, it's already kind of going expensive. And speaking of different engines for Runic, let's talk about For Hire real quick. Don't want to spend too much time on it, but For Hire, I did not know that like some of these cards were actually like commanding like these prices. Beat For Hire, I did not know, but we got like right here these Japanese copies, and then once we get past this one right here, We're looking at $14, $17 for unlimited, $23 for first edition for the secret rares. You know, I believe the secret rare was a short print, so that's probably why it's like so expensive right now. You do have the super budget version in comparison to the other one. You have like the ultra rares, these are $220, you know, they're more in the $3 range. So like this is like, you know, 100% way more affordable, but at the same time, if you want those high rarities, you're gonna be paying that money. Mayhem for Hire. This is what the cool thing about. This is something I wish Konami would just do more of. Like maybe not in the same set, but like Konami just doing more better job at reprinting things and making the highest rarity and the lowest rarity kind of stuff. But you know, Mayhem for Hire is a card that's usually got to run at 1. You can get the common ones right here from Mega Pack 19, 65 cents, and you got the secret rares right here. These are kind of, you know, going up. I didn't know that they were this high, but we're looking at near mint first ed $8, unlimited's 8, and near mint's 9. So it's like, yeah, look at $8 to $9 for this card. Right here, Ravael Champion for Hire. I was kind of tripping because like this is one of those cards where you're just like, okay, yeah, like no one's thinking about it. But the secret rare is you know, is a kind of commanding $1 still. You got like Lightblade First Ed. Here we go. Like Lightblade First Ed 250. So we're looking at $2.50 for like a first edition copy of this card. You know, you go to even lower, it's kind of start. You go even crazier, especially if you have like the shipping with some of this stuff. So if you have these it's just run at 1 like in the deck, so it isn't like run like a lot. Like it doesn't run also by itself. It's usually run with like Runic. So if you have these, it's probably cool to take to your locals. There probably a lot of people, maybe they have the commons, they'll be looking for the secret rares. And then the last one, oh yeah, Philo. Philo is another one that I want to go over before I kind of just go over the math stuff right here. We got a near mint first edition for like $233, and then you got like near mint unlimited for you know, like $142 with the $2 shipping. So it's like, you know, if you get more stuff, you get the free shipping, so you get it for $142. But if you're just buying it by itself, we're looking almost in the $250 range. These are $230, you know, $232, $243. So yeah, like even the rare, like this only has the 1 printing. So like this right here had potential to go up to be like, you know, like you know, like a $5 rare, depending on it, you know, if the deck kind of like rotates back into the meta. So yeah, but for the most part, everything else is very much affordable. Like you know, like you got the budget version, you know, $220 right here. Then you know, these are like, you know, $2. These are in the $2 range. But other than that, you know, these are all the reprints. Other than that, all this stuff is like under $1. 25 cents, 25 cents, 46 cents, 15 cents. So the deck overall is, you know, is very affordable. And you know, just getting the stuff for the engine is, you know, also like not that bad. So there's kind of like attention that I wanted to bring up, that if you're thinking about, you know, building for hire as like a side deck or a fun deck, it is not super expensive right now, but it might kind of start going up because it is being seen run in the meta right now. So yeah, all right guys, that's it for the video. If you like what we do here, please feel free to like and subscribe. If not, it is all good. You know, I'm probably going to release another kind of pack opening story time video along with this video. If not, you know, maybe I'll do it on Saturday. Peace out. Catch you guys in the next one.